Yes, Salondo left na we an. Now we get for try and make it go before. Fambulem. My apologies, where I come a little bit late. When I know say make it always be on time, but the cut fast make a delay small. And by God's grace, next week the fast go done. So next week program go to normalcy. Fambulem, una thank you for we una join, and the one that will not join it, I want for say thank you in advance. We una get for join later. My name is Abdul Karim Kagbo, and I'm based in Canada. And for people that we can just wonder, within my profession, it's where they put food on my family table. I'm an economist. So Fambulem, we get beaucoup things them for talk about, but because of, as I say, we get for Nafila, and I will say the same thing last week, but unfortunately I not be able to keep to that. But this time around, I will try for keep to it. On Saturday, if it not be pre-day, Sister Matilda still there away, so hopefully I'm feeling for him, and possibly Mr. Jambuya will join me because it will be the last Saturday of the month. As soon as I know, the last Saturday of every month, we get a special program na VOS. We a big part of Matilda and show, but that program they will be what we call Salon. We all know one fumble. So then they get for talk about how we connected, how we related na Salon, the last name and the tribes. So it's just unfortunate that people are so tribalistic and think otherwise. But Salon are one place that owner for they think too much about tribe, because we all now one family. We all related one way or the other. So, but again, Fambulem, that will be on Saturday. So if I'm not able to go through all the material then, because I get 3 main topics that we want to talk about tonight. But the main topic we wanna go see in a moment. Now this topic, again, some people then go almost don't fed up and say, hey, one great topic can always stay calm with time and all that, let we move on. But my family this now Saloni name there on the line. So I don't feel say we need for move on as the government, they hope for let we move on, because now so they do. Say, oh, people and go ala and then the case go die out. But no, we not for allow them for be this time. So as a result of that, I will continue for make the case and talk about this particular issue, because now issue where me and you two know say it continue for affect the country. So as a result of that, I put the main topic for be scandal at the State House. So question mark, because there's an allegation. So we want to make sure say we make it clear, say an allegation. But the questions that we'll get for ask around this allegation from Bulem, what does this mean for the presidency? That's now one question. If I know say yes, by God's grace, in order go third term. So I know say in order for running, hopefully in order for run again if we take them by words. So but still, it get about 3 years for go. Because this June, they make only 2 years. So 3 years now, very long time where things then they go bad. Where they enjoy, you they still exceed the time short. But where they suffer and where they go through heavy bad name. 3 years now, very, very long time for let Salon continue to go through this. And people the way they travel already don't know this, because then people and they don't see them very clearly say them bad name they would only see now the country, like the bad reports the way they come out, particularly the past since the election, let we say that. It affect people the way they travel, the way how they treat the airport. And we don't talk about that. Mr. Shillon Sef don't talk about that. As a matter of fact, Mr. Shillon in show this past Sunday, somebody called and say in Paddy for sand, go through rigorous, like really, really extensive searching, and highly likely because of the thing that would happen relating to Saloon, the drugs scandal. So I want to we concentrate on that. But the new thing we don't come now though is again an allegation. And this is not something we for concern we all family. The man way I go play AYV, and again I for say boku thank you to Fabian for, to me, in my opinion, a great interview. Because now then kind way than they we need for press the administration. Rather than waiting Imran Buwan for do, for take win aside, we not get no direct connection with the question where they ask him. And we all know say as Sierra Leoneans them, we deserving for get answers. Because now we country image. And not only the people that were in the country they suffer, we were there out of the country because we you see in a Sierra Leonean, the next thing we then would think about, I don't make example at this platform about Nigeria, and no offense to me Nigerian brothers and sisters. But we know say because of the people that way, maybe not to the majority, highly likely not to the majority. But they're so bad off that the entire Nigeria, even we come out from Africa, we are scared for do business with a Nigerian person because of that bad name we don't get. That force, that kind of 419 as Denki call them. So that don't taint the Nigerian country for do business with any Nigerian person. And you get good ones them, no question about that. But unfortunately, the bad one them, the criminals them, the fraudsters them, we don't taint the image of the country from them. It make now even we Africans then scared for do business with Nigerian man or Nigerian person because of that image they say Nigerian man named crook. So now that kind of thing they will try for avoid Naya. Because if this constant message where they get to, this constant negative story where they come about Salon relating to drugs, and we see the kind havoc we don't cause that Salon, that kush business, how we don't ravage, and it continue for ravage will begin them. And not too long ago, na Guinea, a whole ambassador we're supposed to be the bright example, because as ambassador now he make the ambassador's team any side we then go in terms of foreign guardian that they refer to them excellency, his excellency or our excellency, because they represent the country. So you were a representative of the country, or let's say the representative of the president. You go involved in drugs. And now very recently on Saturday, and Mr. Shillon on Sunday, I'll continue for report on that. We get news now in our social media, and we play for another video. We show say the Liberia authority then catch a van where they cover with have back them for camouflage. Saying I've back them underneath get boku jamba, and then get tramadol for going inside Liberia. And then quite recently, a few days ago, a Salon airport, then catch somebody where they try for fly with cocaine. So meaning that, and of course, the report where the international media they give about saying this dangerous man, where na Leijdekkers, Jos the other name, the alias name, say it operate in drug factory na salon. So with all the report here, you go want for beliefs in are true. Even though we not get concrete evidence because of the kind protection where they are around them. But who say that kind amount of drugs come out from where somebody they pull on a salon for fly with them and they end up for arrest that person at the airport. Now, not to say na kami the camo. Now go out of salon. So they export the drugs. That don't tell you how much mind them people there don't get. And how much zeal they don't get. And how much it mean in the bad name of the country. So now for just wrap all lentin in the put all lentin in the together fumble them. Now we see a whole twist of this whole drug lord in story that talk unpack Creole. Say it don't give President Bio in Pekin Bele. So according to we headline now by English, we ask the question if scandal day in our state house and waiting at the scandal, President Bio in Pekin. Yes, this is an allegation. Say a pregnant for this criminal, this law, cocaine or the drug kingpin, as they will say, because clearly look like saying a cocaine no more. So it so don't complicate the story. Because if this not true, I go read for another story. What it go mean for salon, the image of salon. Because President Bio, if like I say no more, we take him by words, now go they go so. But that image of salon, if it continue for go down the drain, it go take a while for we erase that image there. So the other question now is, with this kind of revelation, what does it mean for the country at large? Because not just for the first family, but the country, the one whole country, what does it mean? Saying we not only abhor criminal, drug lord, it gets so tight connection with the president in Pekin. So meaning that it is within the president in circle. And according to the article, it shows say this man, not to say President Bio, not even know Botamo, it they rub shoulder with the president. And now media, we they try for like Phoebe, they try for like we get answer from the government. And this terrible man, we go represent the government. They go make palaver. So I go play in a long video. I try for cut time. I go play them videos then they for like unayeri or watch for ourselves. So we go watch together and let we see the terrible nature of this so-called media representative on behalf of the government. What a disgrace, if you ask me. But for them, it look like say a mission, like how they can always do. And like how they don't attempt several times for doing a VOS and Boku other social media network for go there and disrupt the program. So people them not go forget about what they talk about and concentrate on the noise where they make. But then tactics, then there plenty of we don't know them. And I'm so glad we Phoebe step up and make her very clear. Say, no, you know what this react with this time around. However, we need for talk about this. And thank you again to Phoebe for we stand up. So I go play some of them videos today. And another guy where they be invite, when a Dr. Victor Monina, a very impressive man. It talk about saying self be all position. I don't know whose party, but again, as I tell you, me they concentrate heavily on the topic instead of who that's not a particular individual or something. Now the substance where they come up from the message. When what player Munasef go agree with me, saying he really articulates the point, the concerns we citizens of Sierra Leone get, and also the impact for where the government needed to try for address them in a convincing way. So I go talk about that after I don't play the videos them. And at that time, I go read for now the article we relate to the pregnancy, alleged pregnancy of the president in daughter. I don't know if in first gal Pekin, but in big gal Pekin. So the other story we I want to talk about, we talk about on Saturday on behalf of Matilda, now Matilda in show, we now salon issues. I be feel say with all excitement, that particular story they don't die out. But to me, unpleasant surprise. I use the word unpleasant because really not good though. The Koidu Limited company, then put out a press statement. Unfortunately, though, the writing, because I copy them as image, a blurry, not too clear. So I hope I go able to read them for now. But if at all I'm not able to read them for now, I will just explain. But I go attempt because I really want for display them, so I go see. But if at all I make some mistake because of the writing blurry, una forgive me in advance. But before I continue to the third message, the third topic I want to discuss tonight, I want to again say boku boku thank you to una all, and the will not get any update in terms of the scholarship program, but still I go appeal to we all. Let we do our best, and especially fast month. Una know say Ramadan na month of giving. So I go appeal to una give, so we go able for continue for maintain waiting we don't start. And the VOS diaspora helping hand. So if you want for donate, we go encourage you for scan the code, and when you scan the code, you go able for take you to the link where you go able make payment. And where we receive that payment day, we go definitely announce your name and tell you plenty thank you. And I say from time to time, I go continue to announce the existing people we don't donate, which we definitely appreciate the donation. So we go do that. So fumble them again. I don't want to spend too much time, but the third topic where I want to talk about, I don't know how disturbing a bit on that, but for the fact, say me as somebody who strongly believe in democracy, I don't believe for like we politicians them, they arrange under the table for fix the election instead of they listen to people them their voice. Then the people them vote, then count the people them vote, and let the people them decide who therefore rule them. So me fumble them, to me, as I always tell you, in terms of the internal politics, APC, SLPP, I don't care much about them at all. But where it get the internal politics get connection for do with the national aspect of that politics day, then I will get concerned. That's the story. So according to the Sierra Leone, and we want for always say thank you to them, they say former President Agnes Bio he accused Samoa Kamara of betraying, like say, Judas. He betray the APC. And I get that right up there. I go read them. And in fact, before I go to the Koidu incident, let I read them. So we go start the ball rolling. And there, while on there at it, I go encourage you to follow and share. Because again, this is a very, very interesting story where I believe say una self go on for know the detail. And it be as recent as today, where the Sierra loaded, then load another the website. So, but I take me time, as I can always do, and copy the message. And so it will be a clean version instead of the version where you get plenty ad, where it can difficult for follow at times. So me can go through the process. So I will read them for now. The leak message, because this is a message we leak between Agnes Koma and Samoa Kamara. So within the message, the article they say former President Agnes Bio accuses Samoa Kamara of betraying the APC. So it continues for say a leaked phone conversation has surfaced, allegedly revealing deep divisions within the All People's Congress APC party and raising concerns over internal betrayal following the June 24, 2023 elections. And that election day, we know very well say you don't need for be part of APC for no say APC do not be get their act them together. And now that we the CISO now SLPP right now. And it continues to say the call reportedly involving former President Dr. Agnes Bio suggests that APC's 2023 presidential candidate, Dr. Samoa Kamara, held confidential talks with President Julius Maada Bio without consulting key party stakeholders. So that's, in my opinion, a very troubling development. That very, very troubling. Yes, they can talk, but at least you want to let your party there in the know-how, in the give your party an idea. And as a matter of fact, given that, again, as I say, in the interest of the country, transparency will be very important. Yes, not the president. Yes, you're not a citizen, Mr. Samoa Kamara. You're not a citizen of the country. Yes, you right for talk to anybody. But because of you, they represent a whole party. And this person, just imagine, I don't know specifically when in 2023, but if now after the election, let we presume, say now after the election, and you know very well, say that election, people then contest that election day. So as a result of that, anything where you want to do or communicate with the president, it get for be on behalf of the party, get for be in fact in collaboration with the party. Because anything you talk with the president during that time where the country be shake and where even today, boku Sierra Leoneans then still in doubt as to whether or not, including myself, I must add, President Bio win that election day. So with all them doubts then day, and you now representate, you now a presidential candidate. Again, are you right for talk to anybody we want to for talk to, including the president? But when you do that as the head of your political party and on behalf of Sierra Leoneans them, if you make it clear to your political party, say you dey get conversation with the president and about waiting. And as a matter of fact, given the tense moment, if it be really nicely, your spokesperson or the party spokesperson deal with whatever President Bio go get for say. And at that make Boku people and they accuse you, saying possibly President Bio don't buy you and plenty other APC agbagba them. So I'll continue for read. I just try to explain per Creole within that this particular paragraph. So I'll read them quickly again. The call reportedly involving former President Dr. Agnes by Koroma suggests that APC's 2023 presidential candidate, Dr. Samuel Kamara, held confidential talks with President Julius Maada Bio without consulting key party stakeholders. The audio also claims that Kamara, when Samuel Kamara, used proxies to target party members while failing to condemn negative remarks made by his personal bloggers about the APC leadership. Well, this is not about the leadership, so I go skip that. But again, then try for emphasize saying Samuel Kamara be the and not condemn people them way quote and unquote be they blog on in behalf and they go after the APC leadership. But then they in fact, in my opinion, as leader, when you do that, you they continue for bring a wedge between you and them people and they we supposed to get you back, particularly during this difficult time where you they try for make or hold the government in power accountable. So the article continue for say in the leaked conversation, Koroma, where now the former president, recounted questioning Kamara, where na Samoa, about the bloggers who supported him and criticized the APC. Koroma alleged that despite Kamara denying any involvement with the bloggers, he never formally condemned their actions. And this not only them bloggers, yeah, and Boku people and they talk about other people we will cost Sierra Leoneans them, cost other people we no they we no they see the same way as their own ideology. We not agree with their own ideology, but people the other side they condemn APC. Say APC now one they come out they agbagba them. One they come out and condemn them because then they and they insult then they against people that we know they think the same way as they think. So a similar accusation yeah. So it continues to say furthermore, Koroma claimed that after a private conversation with Kamara, that's Samura, some bloggers repeated his statements, prompting him to inquire how his words were leaked. Another significant revelation was a meeting between Samura Kamara, Minkailu, Yansane, and Tunis. So this also speaks to Kamara, if again this allegation are true, it speaks to Samuel Kamara in reliability. Because if you and somebody get private conversation, we forget about their position. But even in general, you and somebody where you trust, wanna get private conversation, and then all of a sudden that person there, somebody else they talk about that conversation there and they even mention word for word the things they will not discuss. I think say anybody go feel bad and you go even think less of that person where una begin the conversation. So this not to because of Koroma it happened to, but if it happened to any other person self, I should say it's sufficient for let that person they feel bad. So I want for kind of the two parts to it. Then the other part of it, where now the concluding part of the article, it say according to Koroma, these APC leaders told him. So the people that we mentioned, we Koroma refer to saying Minkailu, Mansari, Yansane, and Tunis. Minkailu, Yansane, and Tunis. It said them people there, these APC leaders told him that Kamara had met with President Bio to develop an internal dispute resolution process within the party to address disagreements without external intervention. So, remember, Samuel Kamara always be they say he no go sit down for talk anything if international people are not involved. So how the same Samoa Kamara go turn around and meet with President Bio and tell President Bio, say, well, we will just organize a committee, set up a committee just within Salon, and let we address we issues them. The issues that we disagree with. Me fumble them. So what's message Samoa Kamara send where he said then tear to Bio? And not to probably make Bio, no matter what, and nobody even pay attention to Sierra Leoneans them, because a possible say Samoa Kamara don't give assurance. Say as long as na me team up before, I dey paraphrase, I go do all kind thing for make sure say you sit down at that power day. Because otherwise, you ask yourself, why Samoa Kamara for tell Bill say, let we set up internal dispute process for address the issue, and we don't need external people for intervene. But yet, when you left there, they can't tell Salon people them saying, quote and unquote, election justice. And you want moral guarantors. And the moral guarantors them, then therefore be international folks them. Ebo, so that way there you be intent for rule we country, where you not decisive at all. And as a leader, particularly given the corruption within that country, there, we need a leader with very bold and decisive. We say this in Minam, not to face somebody. And possibly from, again, yes, this might be a leak, an allegation, but I just they kind of assess or do my analysis based on the article. So maybe that can be another reason why una no go court for save Sierra Leoneans then the agony of which una don't put we through. So election done, and they come to 2 years. But still, you particularly, they go all over around, and you don't even declare yourself, say you not the president, you win the election. Till to some extent, they even invite you na CID because of that. So one moment you come na public and say something completely different, and then another moment, and just like how Fatima Biobi say some of una they go bien una party back, go to a man for go big. And as a matter of fact, President Bio not supposed for they do say I'm like a favor. President Bio not in personal money at all. So why wanna not fight on behalf of Sierra Leoneans them for like they all get a piece of the cake, the Salon cake, or the pie, the Salon pie. But instead, they go bien people them back, Sierra Leoneans them back, because this is not just APC. Because majority of Salon people they look forward, or many, if not to majority, because I believe say plenty of the SLPP folks then be comfortable with the way how they read the result. But you get beaucoup Sierra Leoneans them, including myself. We don't like the way how they read the result. We don't lost beaucoup benefit because of the same election. And yet you go behind, you party back, go talk to President Bio, go advocate for like una set up internal dispute resolution process. And like international or external people don't intervene. And that's, in fact, the opposite. Now you be stand by. When you say una no go participate in any governmental process or activity. No political activity Una no go parliament, the people away, even the mayor, the way they elect, the councillors, them, they not go occupy them position at all until una get that kind of resolution where international folks therefore involve and una call them the people them way una see moral guarantors. I conclude the reading from Bulem. I will read the first part again. According to Kroma, these APC leaders told him that Kamara had met with President Bio to develop an internal dispute resolution process within the party to address disagreements without external intervention. Kroma expressed that he had informed them that he was no longer the APC chairman or its presidential candidate, advising them to handle the matter independently. I can understand Kroma in position there, because with all fairness, in not to the lead, not to the chairman, not to the leader. So why then for Brian come? Well, if them Brian come to your attention, fine. But I don't know why they would expect him for do something about it. So from based on this, he advised them, say, well, let them deal with them independently, or deal with them within the party. So now, what's the conclusion of this whole story from Bulem? The final write-up is frustrated. The former president lamented that if the party had taken a firm stance following the election, the current crisis could have been avoided. 100% I agree with them. Again, la interpretation per Creole. So within the former president's scenario, yes, he kind of frustrated, not happy at all. And say, if at all, immediately after the election, I use that word immediately, if them be sort of try for andulam, even though indicates na yeah how for andulam, because for me, one way for go court. And then try other means possible. But then they for be the first remedy. And then in fact for buy them time. Yes, people then go say, oh well, let me not cry over spilt milk. But I just feel say to me, Nande for be the best the first viable option. And then Koroma continue for say it also the article continue for refer to Koroma. It also referenced his past experience managing challenging elections in Kenya and Zambia, stressing that political integrity and unity were crucial to overcoming such challenges. So again, then they straightforward, saying Koroma try for reference within a go do na Kenya and Zambia, they tell them we get the election, and we all know say na Ina be the head of the people the observer mission from Africa, we go represent the people na Kenya and Zambia. So, and we all know say then two elections then they SFB get some challenges. But according to Koroma, say from that experience they if we be able to manage them like in a way that for avoid the crisis we will be see immediately after the election, and turn out that crisis they still there because we all they realize the implementation of the tripartite agreement, the recommendations them, and plenty of the people and we believe in that, saying we they far force from implementing the recommendations then they. So finally, the final paragraph, the second last paragraph, talk about the resolutions as well. Where we talk about the leaked conversation has sparked debates about the APC's stability and leadership strategy. As the party embarks on reforms under an 84 resolution agreement, these new resolutions complicate revelation, sorry, these new revelations complicate the already tense political landscape. Neither Samuel Kamara nor ABC leadership has officially responded to the allegations in the leaked call. However, the admission raises serious questions about trust, loyalty, and the party's future as it faces upcoming political challenges. So fumble them is very clear. And again, I make Abimekam say if of them two parties, if the story gets connection to national issues, absolutely I go intervene, I go rub mouth, and I go do me little analysis. But based on waiting I read so, waiting on a thought, waiting on a think, on a feel say Samoa Kamara na lie then lie panam and this leaked call where Anesco Madi Baranta. But guess what? If Indianness it is Baranta pas Samoa. So I don't know if Samoa go able for turn around and say na fake or na propaganda or whatever characterization you want for label this as. Because na phone call. So if the phone call leak and on one side na an escoma, on the other side na in the Samoa Kamara, and that means the conversation take place. So whether or not now, because former President Koma say the APC leaders then tell him say Samoa Kamara go see Maada Bio and tell him XYZ as I be read. So that day, yes, Samoa Kamara can say, oh well, no allegation, then just the try for maybe bring me down because of they want for a step out of the race for the next flag bearer and all that stuff. Then they maybe cable frame and that way they. But according to the article, none of them not deny. And also the party leadership not deny, say this phone call not take place. They not deny that at all. So Fambulen, given this, I ask una now, waiting na una take. So let me take a call and then I will come back and continue with this small and then go to the other topic of tonight. So let me take the first call for tonight. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say call phone, please. Hello. Well, okay. Well, interestingly, we lost that call day. So sorry, we missed the call. As a matter of fact, I remind we all of the numbers then we una they call and the phone lines they're open, so una can call right away. So if you're in North America, we include the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The number for call we now 1-866-944-7722. The toll-free number now 1-866-944-7722. And you can call also if you call from UK, you get a local number where you can reach we and call the number +442080891455 +442080891455. If you're in Australia, the local number for reach we are now +6129098437 +6129098437. If you dey any other part of the world and you want call, no worry, you can able reach we through we WhatsApp line where I can always say the one port number. That number then a +1 343 997 5828 +1 343 997 5828. So on a cable call we, and also we get we radio station at Salon now Freetown specifically we na 91.9 FM, and I will encourage you now follow and listen to community programs them and plenty other national programs them we I strongly believe so not able for enjoy. So fumble them. Again, I want to say boku boku thank you to people that we don't join we, and I will try for read some of the comments them. In the interest of time, because like I say, we get for cut fast and all lengthening and day. So what thing I go do, I go straight to the main topic we they talk about tonight. Let we begin play the videos them, because them videos then they I cut them short, but still they're a little bit lengthy. We some na 5 minute, some na 6 minute, so probably not 20 minute between them. So for the all together, because I just want the relevant part. The the original interview it go for very long. So but I don't intend for we play the whole interview. And as a matter of fact, I want for apologize for we Vicky in own part I cut them off. But it's not anything personal, okay? And now Lona come at me because instead it make boku relevant points them. But I just want no more the points them with tie to this topic who they deal with. So now I make I cut out Vicky in comments them, because for him it be very diplomatic. It be kind of they soften the issue and stuff like that. But to me, I want for let we really look at this with no bio, because this a salon name there on the line. So like we go straight and play the first video, and I will come after we don't play the first video and talk small, and then proceed to the other videos then. So fambul name again, dear, I go encourage you to follow and share, and una can call after the first video, and it's okay if una talk about Samura Kamara issue and all that. That's not fair game. I will be more than happy for go back and read una comments them as well. But again, in the interest of time, I just feel say it go nice for like we play the videos them right away. But let I just quickly scan through the comments them and see if I cable read the few them we don't come fumble them. So I want to say boku thank you again to all we fumble them we don't join we, and particularly we brother we always they support we now this program. And of course I can always refer to una all as part of VOS, una na VOS extended family members them. So I want to say plenty thank you. But the first person way I want to say plenty thank you to brother George Walker. Say Ramadan Kareem to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. Ramadan Kareem as well to you. The 8 is real. What an interesting profile name. The 8 is real. It's a pure comedy in a state house. And brother George say, you say big time, he support him. And one for say boku thank you to Tuku Taylor. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. You said this is one of the best online platform for Sierra Leone. Thank you so much for that compliment today. Let God bless. And Daddy. They say 222, so I don't know what they mean. And we own sister, auntie, mama, we na Madam Bendu in Sefna, another long term VOS family members. So thank you so much, Madam Bindu. And as always, they say hello to Fambulem. Thank you very much. And I also say again to this another person we always most times they grace we platform, and we grateful to you, Brother Lamin Denke. Thank you so much. Say politics in Africa is critical. It go nice for you elaborate there for we, but we go left at that saying politics is critical. I feel say not to just Africa no more, because politics now people in life, the politicians here now then they make decision as to how you they live. Now then they make decision as to how much we don't work, how much they go in your pocket, because of now then they make decision for taxes. If they want increase taxes, so they basically they run your life, because if them block particular areas, so you know for go there, guess what? You know go there. So politics, not to just Africa, politics supposed to be everybody in business, because the politicians them not them responsible for policies them where they affect you your daily life. So to me, it just happens to say Salon particularly we they make light of politics. Say, oh, me not a politician, but no, the politicians then and then they affect. They do things the way they affect you standard of living, where they make you they punish, you they struggle because of the waste. Then they take you tax money and then go spend them on waiting, no get direct connection with your life. So and look the hospital where you sick, you no get money, people in way no get money for fly, go Ghana or any other place. Guess what? Now politicians then they make that decision there as to whose side they want for puts the money in terms of development. So we all need for think about that and say no, politics for be we all business. So let we not give them politicians here a free pass from them. So let we go now to the first video. And even though they're not course, but some person they go find the video a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna say disturbing, but I go say annoying because of the way how the guy they behave. You go see him like say it be very, very destructive. So this one now it go a long time. It go for a while because I want to the back and forth and how much that the government representative be they try for disrupt the program. So I go come back after this with my analysis and play additional videos them for now. Una stay tuned, una share, and I will come back after this.
Good evening and welcome. We're live on screen again with AYV on Sunday. The Times Sierra Leone newspaper on 27th March 2024 reported that President Bio is the record holder of the most traveled leader in Africa. The president's office and the government have mentioned before that the president's trips are to attract direct foreign investment and blunder the international image of Sierra Leone. But that image has now been stained by drug scandals, security and terrorism threats, and misuse of US visas. Sierra Leone, which is known as the Lion Mountain and once the anthems of West Africa, is today ranked the second unhappiest country in the world. Tonight, we ask the following questions. Sierra Leone's image amid recent scandals. What has the government done? How can Sierra Leone's international image be laundered? Tonight, we will deep dive into some of these issues. This is AYV on Sunday. Now, there's still a pending extradition request from the Dutch government to Sierra Leone for Jos Leijdekkers, a wanted fugitive sentenced for drug-related crimes. Last week, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, LDEA, and Joint Security Forces intercepted a large drug shipment in Foya District, Lofa County, worth over 77,000 United States dollars, allegedly from Sierra Leone, with threats here and there of acts of terrorism. According to the U.S. ambassador as well, Brian Hunt, 15% of Sierra Leoneans who travel on tourist and business visas to the United States of America overstay, while 35% of those who travel on student visas remain in the United States illegally. Tonight, we ask the following questions. What is the government doing to rebrand the image of the country? What is the best international public relations approach to these scandals? This is AYV on Sunday, and I am Fabian Sweel. Good evening and welcome. Joining us tonight is a live audience of journalism students from Limpopo University of Creative Technology who shall at some point get an opportunity to make a contribution in the program. We highly encourage you to participate in the program by simply dropping a comment or question about what we're discussing on our Facebook page on the comment section of AYV News. On the panel tonight are Imran Silla, Media Advisor, Strategic Communications Unit, Ministry of Information and Civic Education. We're expecting Dr. Victor Moinina, Governance Lecturer at the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM. We have Mohammed Jallo, Director, Tourism, Travel and Exchange Program from the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. And online via Zoom, we have Vicky Remo, Public Relations and Digital Marketing, Digital Media Strategist. Good evening, gentlemen in the studio. Good evening to you, Vicky, online, and to the audience in the studio.
Thanks for the opportunity. Good evening.
Right. So we would start the conversation straight with you, Imran Silla, representing the Ministry of Information. There have been too many scandals, as I read through the introduction of tonight's conversation. Too many scandals. What has the government done about these scandals, considering the impact they have on the country's reputation?
Well, thank you very much. Let me just make one more addition, which is when the flyer was sent out to me, it did talk about a spotless. That was the exact adjective being used to describe what potentially could be or should be the image of nation states, and us, included. As I saw that and listening to your intro, I think we need to reshape this conversation. You don't need to thank me now, you can thank me later. Because
unfortunately, shaping the conversation is a decision by the production team, which has already been done. So I'll ask again, I was asking, too many drugs-related scandals hitting Sierra Leone's image recently. What has the government done to address these issues, considering its impact on the country's image?
So I'm going to continue from where I left off when you interjected. I'm going to attempt to reshape the conversation, and nobody needs to thank me now. I can be thanked later. What do I mean by that? There is nowhere in the world where you can use the adjective as having a spotless society or spotless nation. Every nation state have got their own challenges. It depends from state to state and what those issues are and how they come up from time to time. Nation states have been determined based on how they react to situations as and when they do occur.
And that's exactly why we're asking you tonight. What has the government of Sierra Leone done to address these issues that are leaving a stain on the country's reputation and image?
So nation states have been determined based on their reaction to situations as and when they do occur. It is also useful, very useful for this conversation for us to have the context right and situate it properly. What do I mean by that? This is 7 years, almost, of President Julius Maada Bio's government. In 7 years, His Excellency the President has been chairman of the C10, that's the Committee of 10, which has to do with the reform of...
Imran Silla, Imran, the conversation is guided by questions from the presenter. What you're doing right now is taking off of what the question was not. The question was not about the history of what's going on. It's about this context of drugs-related scandals and what the government is now doing to address these scandals, considering, again, its impact on the country's reputation. This program is guided by time. We would not want to get to a point where there's more to add to the conversation and we're running out of time. Let's please manage our time wisely and respond to the questions put to you.
So I think you should understand me by now. We've had a fair amount of time coming into the studio and having those conversations. I'm not one to be pigeonholed into a conversation, just so we know that, and let us establish that from the outset. I should be able to have the liberty and the latitude as it relates to a question being asked as to what the answer should be coming from me. You cannot now guide my thoughts as to how I answer to those questions. What I'll ask and urge that you do at every given opportunity that I have tonight is for you to ask the questions and allow me and the public ultimately to run to those conclusions. So if we get that format right, I think this back and forth we wouldn't have for the rest of the program.
You still have not answered what the government is doing.
You seem to be drifting away and you're not allowing me to answer to the question.
The only drifting is you not answering the question put to you.
I don't have to answer it.
What is the government doing?
I don't have to answer it in the way you're thinking. Let me situate this conversation correctly and then we can move on from that point. I mean, if you appreciate that, that's fine. If not, then I think you can ask someone else.
Is the government doing anything about these drug-related scandals?
You talk about image and the reputation of Sierra Leone, and this government in particular, and that image does not just rest on what has happened in the past few weeks. It's an image that has been in existence for 7 years now of President Julius Maada Bio's government. So I think it is worthwhile and useful and necessary that if we're talking about image, we have to situate this conversation correctly and make sure that we pinpoint every single thing that has happened in 7 years to get to this point, and then we can also now talk about the reaction of this government in these moments and the references you've made. So if you appreciate that, then I'll move on from this point. Let me make the point. His Excellency the President has been chairman of the CITI, and that's the committee that has to do with the reform of the Security Council. He is also, at this point as we talk, Sierra Leone is a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, and that is going to be for the next 2 years. We also have the MCC to talk about, which Sierra Leone and this government particularly has passed for 7 years in a row. Let me go to the figures for 2024 as against 2025, because if you want to talk about image, it directly deals with the image of Sierra Leone and its reputation, and that's the reason why we have passed the MCC for 7 years in a row. For control of corruption index, in 2024 it was 76, in 2025 it's 74. Political rights, it's 87 in 2024, it's 90% in 2025. Freedom of information, it's 89% in 2024, it's 91% in 2025. Civil liberties, 36% in 2024 and 2025. Girls' education, it's 92% in 2024, it's 94% in 2025. Education expenditures, we had a pass in 2024. In 2025, it was 25%, 97% in 2025. Immunization rates, 89% in 2024 and 79% in 2025. Healthcare, not scored in 2024. We can talk about 2025 at 72%. Employment opportunities, 87% in 2024 and 94% in 2025.
Gives me
Gender
no
in the economy,
pleasure
96% in 2025.
My point is this.
You're talking about the character and image of this country. It is useful that we have a conversation that is situated correctly.
In the studio.
No. You are interjecting. Let me finish and then you get onto it. No. You have started up on a very disruptive note, and I think
a digital media.
Have a conversation that is situated properly, and then we can.
Imran, I would ask you respectfully to please conduct yourself properly in our studio. Thank you. Vicky Remo, you are a digital media specialist. From the digital media perspective and the public relations perspective, what do you think Sierra Leone is dealing with currently?
It feels very premeditated coming from you. Let us have a conversation. Give me the latitude and the limit and the freedom.
Yes, go ahead, Vicky. Please make your submission.
General conversation. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think it is.
So, fumble them. That's not the force part of it. But unable to understand, though, me fumble them. Not a simple question this lady put to this man, where it is barantaso, and then he did try for say, don't go force him for answer the way how the lady wants and stuff. Now, all the statistics then they way call so. Somebody for thinks a saloon don't better. Saloon better pass today, pass the way how President Bio take him. From all the statistics that we read. But me fambule, we all know say that start I'd always the same. This MCC will then continue for the vuvuzela for. That MCC they mischaracterize what thing it stand for. Then why use the MCC Day as a benchmark for overall wetin they do. This na 2025. Oh, you see where it's therefore talk. The recent corruption index from the world body where they take all the countries then at the world. And that corruption index from the corruption transparency index, I've been shown now before. And maybe by the next video, I go try for dig and pull them for now. It show clearly says Salon don't deteriorate. Or come out from 35 over 100 though, because as a matter of fact, the corruption index itself, wetin it can they do, it show your own score, your own development, how you they develop over time. So now that make to me, as see like say, a way better past the MCC, because the MCC, I don't explain now, boku term. The MCC score, in they score you against you peer in terms of the corrupt peer. Like imagine then go put you with Venezuela, Afghanistan, Russia, like then country the way we know say very corrupt. Well, Russia, the economy stronger, but when you look at that MCC, where did they brag about? So, but the 2025 and this same CPI, where now the corruption perception index from the international scorecard, when you look at Fambulem, the country go backward in 2024 according to the index. So well they release them this 2025. So Fambulem, where it make it just they go around the MCC, and the MCC where it they brag about, so not to the same MCC we not able get because of the corrupt way where they handle the election result. So aside the improvements they come away now, they no more they see this improvement, but the average salon person they see this improvement. So it just try for use the same playbook where then don't they use, like you turn to the information minister, now the same kind of bogus read this, read that, but people they see the improvements there in their lives. So how you they talk about, oh, we get this score, we get that score. Probably some of them think they send a bribe, they bribe for them. Because if really we deserving of them, people left for see them at them pocketbook. So we for be see improvement, but no improvements whatsoever. And now, simple question. But the lady, he put them like line by line. It talk about the situation na Guinea. It talk about the situation recently na Liberia. It talk about this warlord. And then say salon image don't bad off na the wall. Wetin the government they do for make sure say they address the issue. But not a simple question that. So you they talk, oh, if you want to talk about image, the past 7 years. No, they talk about the past 7 years. Oh, not all like people them. Well, una say salon, and look, the lady talk about again in terms of happiness. Salon rank as the second least happy country. So then they say not a good statistics for talk say things that they go wrong, things that they go right now the country. Say people are not happy, but you sure them. Then they go say, oh, let we go back to MCC. But it's very simple. Look at the staple food. And then later, they say, oh, now this country, this government, now the only government where rest on candle. And as a matter of fact, now the only among the three democratic governments, them, in recent time. Now the only government we don't see prices increase this much of the three, Kaba and Escobar within the bill. So the hardship, they all over. They see the indication of hardship all over the place. So no can't tell people about statistics, about this, about that, where they skew the statistics. Because otherwise, statistics, if we reflect on people, their well-being. But you ask, even then the workers, then go tell you, say, no, things then triangle. Because that money, that is salary. The way how that salary, how far they take them, and then they take them so again. Because things then very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. And then look at the mockery where the government or the president or I go say ECSL put salon. You go conduct election and you say, no, you're not going to publish disaggregated result because the so-called electoral act not ask you for do that. But yet they're not saying a crime if you release them in the interest of the country in image. Oh, I don't tarnish the image of the country. And now drug, they even do this little respect where the country get. Drug business, they can't take away that respect there. Something we're concerning to everybody we care about salon progress. Where you for take the opportunity for address, for assure people them, say, they take care of that. Then they deflect. They talk about things that we now get direct connection with the question where they ask you. And where the lady, so you want to let the lady just sit down there. They read nonsense, and then the whole time they're not able to get any sober response from you. So now that you want to let the lady do. And as a matter of fact, now that's it there for keep the time and for make sure say able get the best out of the people that we invite. Not to for say you come and you just talk with you and talk, whether irrelevant to the topic or not, therefore sit down there and listen to you, take away the time done, and then say goodbye. So waiting, it go gain out of it. Waiting in viewers then go gain out of it. So Fambulem, again, this the people that really run the country. With simple question. And as I say, is supposed for even see this as a good opportunity instead of people and they think different ways. Say, well, let's take this opportunity for address the misinformation out there. If I told people that they misunderstand or the information on social media, instead you blow them up. You take a fight, pick a fight with the host. So Fambulem, let us play the second clip on that. And listen attentively because to me, again, I don't know whose political party this man they support, but I believe according to the description, lecturer, very impressive. But I know we'll talk much about listen to him. I will come right back after this clip.
Victor, welcome again. So this conversation on Sierra Leone's image, let's look at the drugs situation. Guinea, to a point, had to declare the then ambassador to Guinea, Alimami Bangua, persona non grata. This is related to the drugs issues. Yeah. And now we have as well the president's daughter allegedly having direct links to Jos Leijdekkers, an international fugitive wanted for drugs-related crimes. With all these happenings in the country and the reaction of the government, going by all that we see, how stern do you think the government's reaction is to these drugs-related issues, especially in terms of setting an example to say we are a non-drug-friendly society?
Let me start with the cue that was given. I believe you hosted a program when I was with the Minister of Civic Education and Information. One thing I've often maintained, when things happen in Sierra Leone, it doesn't just affect the government, it affects us, the individual. Quite recently, a friend of mine who is a very senior economist here attended the World Economic Forum in Davos. And on his way from Switzerland to Washington, he was stopped. Because when he showed his Sierra Leonean passport, they asked him, where are you coming from? Are you coming from Sierra Leone? He said yes. He was stopped, checked. Unfortunately for him, he left his headphone behind. When he came back to collect the headphone, everybody in the flight was taken down and they were rechecked again before he could move. That tells you how much serious it is for a country that is spending up to $7 million on presidential travels alone for a year out of Sierra Leone. In rebranding the country, what can we say as Sierra Leoneans? We've seen often times when other Sierra Leoneans are moving out all across the globe, they are having a problem. Myself, I'm going out of the country on Sunday. And before I went there, or before I'm going there now, I've gone through a lot of procedures, lots of things. So people will tell you that, oh, we are not a drug-friendly country. But what we've seen in quite recent months, not even years, in quite recent months, has led the international community to think otherwise of us. I would say that there is a lot of work to be done. Can you imagine a whole presidential spokesman, I would say, because he's the minister, trying to compare a fugitive to somebody that they say is causing mayhem in Sierra Leone in the form of Maada Bio, that the Dutch government refused to give him, and this should happen. That is an unfortunate statement. And I believe that as a country, we need to do a lot more than just saying things. Let us have it done properly, because at the end of the day, it's Sierra Leoneans that will suffer. We have Sierra Leoneans vying for scholarship opportunities to go and study outside. But how will they go outside when the country's image is taunted? We cannot be the next Colombia or the next Cambodia or the next Venezuela of the world. Let us think of proactive measures to market our country, and I'll tell you, the marketing is not doing us any good at the moment.
We had the Minister, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice on Wake Up Sierra Leone some time ago, and I asked him about the extradition request made by the Dutch government to Sierra Leone for Jos Leijdekkers, and he said there are things they need to consider before they get to that point of making a decision. One of the things he mentioned is the things that he is wanted for in that country, do they constitute a crime in Sierra Leone? And what I put to him was, Sierra Leone officially is a non-drugs friendly society. So those crimes in Sierra Leone also actually constitute a crime.
Of course.
The question with him was, why the delay in responding to the extradition request? And we could not clearly get the status of Jos Leijdekkers in Sierra Leone. Is he declared a wanted man? Is he free? There are too many unanswered questions around him, and also his alleged connection to the president's daughter, Agnes Bio. But what does this signal to other countries about Sierra Leone and our relationship with drugs-related matters?
So just recently, I think it was last week, the government, I think it was for Indonesia or one of these Asian countries, they stopped a whole container of tramadol that was said to be shipped to Sierra Leone. And around West Africa, of course, you made mention of that, the Conakry events that happened, and even the Liberia, because where I was just saying, he was seen in Tihu, the president's village, and of course we know Tihu is very, very close to Bo, and Bo is like just one of the exit points to Liberia. So the other countries across West Africa, I would say for a certain fact that they will see us as not too serious. Of course, for a country like Guinea to issue a persona non grata to our ambassador, it tells a lot of story. And when you look at diplomatically, we are not setting a good precedent. So the questions are unanswered, but again, among us, let us look at our society. Our society is also feeling the pinch. I'll give you another example, not just. Look at when you go to Eastern, there is a very popular place called Jubitel. The owner of that place has been apprehended in Pademba prison for some months now. And what was the crime that he was saying? That at the end of the day, that some of the monies that he was giving to officials for them to protect his place were drugs money. That he was selling kush, he was selling tramadol, he was selling everything that you could think of. And this was somebody that also came back to Sierra Leone from the US. He was also deported because of drugs-related issues. So you see that sometimes society would hail these people because for them, they are the saviors, the ones that give the cash, make the things happen, and make things to work friendly. So we have a lot of things to do. It is very much heart-rending. I will tell you, drugs is not just a Sierra Leonean thing. Drugs is not an African thing. For a fact, I've done my own studies and I've looked at it from this perspective that we don't have enough people to even buy these things. It's just like a transit point where it passes through and goes. We had the cocaine playing issue that came under the same SLPP regime, but just that it was not under President Julius Maada Bio, it was under another president. The cocaine saga died down. Nobody spoke about it anymore. This time around, we have a bigger picture. So it's like when one certain arm of government or a certain group of government comes to power, we're bound to have drug issues. So I don't know what we are going to do about that, but we need a lot of rebranding and cleansing of everything that has to do with Sierra Leone.
That's actually where we'll end the conversation tonight, though. Everybody's suggestions on what can be done going forward to fix things, but you need to understand the problem properly before you're able to arrive at a solution point.
And the issue we have is that the people in charge act as if they don't know what the problem is. They do know what the problem is. And if we say we don't know what the problem is, it means we're not making headways. Let me come to academia because that's my field of study. When you want to do research, we come up with what we call a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a guess. I can tell you that if I come to AYV, Fabian will want to speak to me. I can come here and you do not speak to me. That's another hypothesis all on its own. But if we put in together a hypothesis of this, it means that you cannot say you're ruling a people when you don't know how to address their issues. We are spending a lot of money. Just look at the statistics that we're getting for ecotourism. Look at the statistics we're getting from other areas of government. But what are we doing to utilize these resources? Are we doing it judiciously? Even the taxes has gone up. Things are going up in the country, but is it reflexive of what we do? The few people that have money are making money. What are they doing? How are they getting these monies? These are all questions that Sierra Leoneans need to ask. Sometimes I do not want to speak like a political person. I want to speak like a Sierra Leonean, but then under the guise of which I am an academician. Of course, when I speak, I should back up my defense with evidences. And of course, all the things I'm talking about, they are online, they are around. You can verify your information and make sure that what I'm saying is the truth. I'm lying. If I'm lying, you can stop me and say, yes, I'm lying. Then I will show you my sources and then we can move forward with the conversation.
All right, thank you, Victor. We'll come right back to you. Let me come back to Imran Silla. Imran, these people who have been arrested, it got to a point that Sierra Leone's name is there because they were arrested with Sierra Leonean documents. But what investigation has the government done? Were all those people who were arrested with Sierra Leonean passports on them actually Sierra Leoneans?
And we're talking about image, right? I mean, that's the overarching concern, not so, right? And then somehow you want us to limit this conversation to just the drugs and the cocaine, so unfair, and I think so disingenuous to this whole conversation, and that's the point I made earlier.
So let me reiterate. When I started the program, I informed we were very guided by our angle. So there are four things we're looking at. Imran, you don't run the program. You respond to the questions.
You don't even own this program either. Your business is to encourage us to have a conversation around the issues.
In case you missed it during my intro, let me reiterate the 4 points we're looking at.
This is not a personal property of yours.
We're looking at the drug scandals.
It's for us to have a conversation and have the latitude and the freedom to be able to talk.
We're looking at the US visa misuse situation.
What's the point? In a context.
That's what we're looking at.
In the context of the image of Sierra Leone. And the image of Sierra Leone is not defined just by this incident you're referring to. I should also be able to add, President Julius Maada Bio has spent 7 years, just in case you didn't realize. I hope you understand. 7 years in power. I think it is fair to have a conversation in the context of 7 years, in addition to the issues you've mentioned. So you don't get
the topic of the conversation today.
So allow me to draw the next
topic today is not to assess President Bio's 7 years in office.
It's about image.
Imran.
It's about image, my friend.
That's not the context of that's not the topic
for today's edition. The underlying concern is image. That image was started in April of 2018 up until now, and it continues until 2028.
And since April 2018, we've had series of conversations on these situations.
So allow the conversation to flow.
What we're looking at are these conversations at hand.
Don't pigeonhole this conversation. Right? I'm not going into that rabbit hole that you want me to get to. You know it's not me. It's never going to happen. You should understand that by now.
All right. I'll come right back to you.
What's your point?
I'll come right back to you.
What's your point?
Victor Moinina, let me come back to you on, let's move to the U.S. visa situation. So with that, according to the U.S. ambassador, he was just here last week on Wake Up Sierra Leone, Ambassador Brian Hunt.
I followed the interview.
So hold on, Victor. If you want to, Imran, you're at liberty too. You're not a prisoner here. So according to Imran, can we please have decorum in the studio so we can have a conversation? Victor Moinina, I was asking you, according the U.S. ambassador Brian Hunt last week said 15% of Sierra Leoneans. Imran, can you please allow us to have decorum in the studio? Thank you.
Why? What's the point? What are you trying to prove tonight?
Imran. Let's have decorum.
What are you trying to prove tonight? That's the point. You need to answer those questions.
So I was saying, Victor Moinina, according to the U.S. ambassador Brian Hunt, 15% of Sierra Leoneans who travel on tourist and business visas to the United States of America overstay.
Yep.
While 35% of those who travel on student visas remain in the United States illegally. Now, very recently, the youth envoy, Yulisa Amadou, was put on 6-month suspension for alleged visa fraud allegations. Yeah. So how has the government contributed to some of these issues?
Let me go on the lighter note. Let us look at the celebrations of Sierra Leoneans at the moment that we are hoping to go to World Cup in the USA, Canada and Mexico. It's not something that we can say that it's a secret. Most people would want to go to the USA under the guise of I'm going to support Leon Stars, and they'll never return again. And it's a situation whereby even myself, at some point in time, I got some visas to travel to different countries. Whenever you come back to Sierra Leone, they will look at you like maybe something is wrong with you, or maybe you are sick, or just like something it's totally absurd. And because of that mindset, most people will tell you, especially for those in some industries, maybe entertainment, maybe football, whatever they are doing, then Papa then will tell them, say, no, cancel them back. Because at the end of the day, you're not getting active for Canada in this country. I also have people who have recommended for programs that have gone out of Sierra Leone and never came back. And at some point, it caused a lot of problems for even my own organization. I had to tell them that, look, if you guys are going and not coming back, it means that we have to stop this program. I cannot be running an NGO and it seems like a Ponzi scheme. And this is the mindset of most people. Most of us that have diasporans, we have friends, we have brothers, we have sisters that have lived in the US, they went on political asylum. Some of them went there during the time of the war. They said that they had issues, people have died, people are now moving with FDG movements and everything. So the issue now that we have at hand is how can we help to stop this thing? Having such statistics is good. Mind you, when the US wants to issue out visa on a yearly basis, they have a certain quota that they give to every country. And if we are going to misuse this, it means that others that have genuine purposes cannot actually go for these programs. And you find out that for these selling of visas to people from high government personality, this is not a new event. People have done it before, but it is still tarnishing the image of our country. Most people will tell you that I did it because that person is a person in a position of trust. And that position that he has, I believe I can be able to get it. Let us even forget about this. Do you know people are now purchasing even service passports? They are not even working for ministries, departments, or agencies. They are buying it. And they have people that can process and procure these things for them to happen. So all of these are things that are affecting our countries. How do we stop this thing? We talked about stopping corruption. These are all benchmark and hinges of what corruption can do in a country. Everybody in Sierra Leone believes that when you live out of Sierra Leone, you are living a better life. And when you live here, it's like you're doomed. Sometimes they will tell you that when I send for you maybe $100 or $200, you're better off. But then when they go to see the reality, it's often translating something else. So we need a lot to do. For these issues, I will tell you, I would not be surprised that in the next coming year or 2 years, if we are successful in going for these international programs, even the cricketers, some of them are hoping now to go to World Cup in Australia. Most of their mindset they have, once I go there, I'm not coming back. So how do we build a country when everybody wants to leave? I've often said, it's even in lectures, that if the colonizers want to do us bad in Sierra Leone, they should just bring a ship at the Queen Elizabeth port. People will go there with their own chains and they will say they want to leave the country. And it is a very known fact, because everybody thinks to live here is a hell. And how do you survive? It's because of the mindset. So we need to stop these things. Let us not put it in political context. Let us put it in a natural context. How can this affect us? We have Sierra Leoneans who are going there for genuine purposes, but some of them will not be granted visas, and it will become very difficult for us to leave.
Vicky Ramo.
All right, well, let me pause here and let I take a call, and after which I go read on a comment, because we don't watch two interesting people, two completely different people. I can understand, say, the guy on behalf of the government in Act 1 because things they're going away. But to me, I feel, say, in they complain about professionalism, handle things professionally at all. And yes, this other guy, they under that same pressure there. But when you listen to them, you go really, really understand, say, in talk, he also talk about concerns them, where saloon people then get, and he give great examples them, and after which he also they talk about solution. And you as government representative, that's exactly what you for they do. But let we take a call, and after which I go read on our comments them, and I will come right back. VOS Network, hello caller, what's your name and who side they call from, please?
Yes, Mr. Kagbo, how are you, sir?
I did do well, brother. Thank you.
Maryland.
Yeah, thank you so much. And waiting are you take on the program tonight, sir?
Well, I just watched this interview where I noticed the government spokesman, you look like they were emotional in sleeve. Because if you're not spokesman for the government, you therefore prepare yourself for all type of question, whether you like it or not. And unfortunately, I don't think they follow up the American ambassador in an interview they began. We began about 1 week ago. They put this interview. Yeah. Then this other man with this Marina, I don't get him. You don't ask them, it's like they represent the government, they represent everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because he analyzed everything, he said drug that in reality is all over the world.
Yeah.
That's just like the ambassador. Even the American ambassador said the same thing. He say, when they ask him, the retired person ask him what happened, we make them put Salon on a restriction list. Now he say no, you're not supposed to do the drug business. He say, and then ask about a Guinea ambassador. He say, but then they happen in America. They use official vehicle for smuggled drug inside America. So some plane and they say for the command in Colombia side or the Mexico. Now there's some people listen that the CIA plane that they use for smuggling inside, because now we talk about cocaine, how the market day. So I don't get market for cocaine.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of market for cocaine because almost for cocaine for almost starting a push market. So there are five layers. Only them Hollywood people and a big star there, or the middle class is take cocaine because a white powder very expensive. They will not get the technology for manufacture into the under. The kind of more in a man talk. That's how you talk exactly. So if you don't listen to I think they ask for this. He talk on behalf of Salon Self in many ways. Yeah. But unfortunate the way they react to over, he has too much anyway. But that dog Kingpin, I think say this Salon, that's only you understand, say this Salon from 2023, but and they convicted like only 6 months ago. So sometimes they leave, they say they don't do Dubai, they don't come out Dubai, they don't go Turkey. But the question about people they ask, they say, what's that this man, what's that with that strict security in Europe, all the airport them, all the border them. How they manage them and they escape, go to reach Africa. So the border now, you don't saloon for over this man. What are the consequences? If they don't king them, whether they want to roll, they say, well, they don't know how big one, they say, let me retaliate and salon. Because I man, I don't say they don't cancel themselves before they convict them, because I'm a normal person. The only time we become criminal now when they convict them, we caught 6 months ago, we caught civil, they want an for extradition. And they don't be ever apply, say that they want this man, they don't be ever apply for extradition. Because they don't say like Netherlands get extradition treaty like a Suriname, Curaçao, Aruba, and then St. Martin. And what they say they get with Salon.
No.
So they know exactly. Yes, exactly. So, Maada Bio now, the Salon government is say, we have get fugitive under the country. They will exchange them. But I believe say that particular man, they don't cancel long term. Sometimes I still feel like they say that they don't fall in love. They not to. They don't know because for you know drug man, you know, because drug dealer they born them. Drug a big corporation that's a prostitution. Nobody nothing with the China one on one. Every country drug. Even America how they do. So man they do nothing pass drug. Then they work for nobody. A drug no more till they die. Till they begin they train they begin mark. They get gang then and a drug nobody do it. So now a profession will not go ever die in the world. But really see no more. Now the street to go no more. The better essentially the youth they will come out. Where they come right now, but the government folk they try for prepare next year where they come. They will come, they go overreact.
Yeah.
Especially for the young journalists where they try for doing job. Not gonna blame them for that.
Yeah.
And I'm a contribution on it, sir.
And great contribution. Just one moment, one small thing. They don't actually convict him. That 6-month thing. Now recently, then clearly no say it be the saloon. Now because they be no now say it in a saloon, and according to the report where I read from Ryder, now that video where the first lady publish, now that video they make them aware say it in a saloon. So the conviction be done there. So where that video they surface, now they say, okay, well, it is saloon, so send them for let it can serve in sentence. And to the point where you make, this is very simple though, my brother. If at all, like how una say, the guy not the saloon. So waiting at the reason for let una ask, say, okay, well, let them do formal request for extradition, and also for let the information minister say, okay, well, una give somebody where we interested in, and they will go give una this. So that there by itself, not a clear indication say una get the guy they salon una no side there, because you not go give it you know get. No, so sir?
Yeah, because they say in name Umar Sharif. Are two different identities because drug dealer they get almost passport.
Okay, but let we forget about the name. Okay, they don't do electronic forensic, and don't ascertain say the guy na the video and the pictures that we circulate. Now the very guy where they look for. So the name, then they let we know struggle over whether I change the name or not. Like how you say no more, people like can change their names, especially then criminals, then they become a high profile person, given the money where they make safe. So meaning that in nobody deep. So for the fact say, una request for somebody else, and that guy where the second video I play, it talk about it's shameful, because for let you say, okay, well, let we exchange. How you go ask for loan exchange for possible you not get na your custody? It make any sense to you, my brother?
Well, for me, what you mean notice, according to what you say, so that the man now one day,
yes.
But according to them, I think it's difficult for them to just extradite this money because what you know, and a tough drug lord. You don't know other people. That man they get connection in Holland, they get connection in one of Europe. That man do a business in a billionaire.
Okay.
They get connections in America. So it doesn't look Pablo Escobar it affects one government.
Yes.
Colombia.
Yes.
And the government it take the one government for shoot and street way die. But they will say they arrest us. They don't put in a jail now. One whole palace and
okay, so
security guard because of his status. It took drug dealer them powerful live in America.
All right.
And people they grab no more, they mess with because they're able to mess up. You know, so sometimes the way the option number two, as they say, because people they say they get woman as a love. Sometimes they don't get asylum passport. A citizen, they don't decide for his side.
Well, the story
where we back say, well, this man is a no citizen.
Well,
so how we go get? So you want to get extradition? Do we prove love? Let we investigate, let we go through the system, let we see.
Yeah,
Yes,
but the government need for come clean. But thank you very much. Let me take another call. But your points they're well taken. Thank you so much for we call. Let me
welcome.
let me take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name inside the call we from, please?
Yes, hello.
Yes. What's your name inside the call we from?
Mr. Cabo, this is Nafalon first. How are you?
I did do well, brother. Thank you very much. And what you take tonight, sir? Go ahead, please.
Wait, today I received 2 missed call from one. I must not say, waiting there in that corner, they wait for me.
No. I think a mistake though. I be feel say now you they call, so it must be a
Okay,
mistake because like
okay,
I be careful take the call.
okay.
And
So I began
one
assignments last week, plus I give the other 3 wise men that assignment. So last week you talk about the census. And I mentioned say they inside the constitution. The constitution say every 10 years. So have you found that section for me? Or we
you
can
you
just move on.
you know what? I think say let we move forward in the sense that the point where you be they make, we agree on the point saying that for cancel the census and the Nogo Parliament. Now that's not be my bone of contention because you make reference to the 2002
Yeah,
Census Act. You make
yeah,
reference to that, and I agree with you on that act
yes.
day. So the point where you they make, I'm able to understand the point, and I want to make
Yeah.
something very clear because I've been
Mm-hmm,
listening to the program
mm-hmm.
where you call on Mr. Shield on his show.
Yes, sir.
I don't personally know you, and
Mm-hmm.
this way they do now for push the country go before, not to
Yep.
not to for popularity. I want let you
Mm-hmm.
make I want make it very clear. So that way when you they think say they attack you in a personal way, that is a misunderstanding on me part on your part. I don't know you, and I don't get no interest for run for politics na salon. I don't make it clear saying me na dual citizen. I get Canadian passport, I get salon, me na Canadian citizen, and me na Sierra Leonean citizen. And they respect the law. Salon law say as long as you're not dual citizen, you not qualify for run for any public office, elected public office. So as a result of that, I not get no interest in running for public office. So there's no reason for like I personally pick on you. So I want to make it very clear if you want to get that impression there. So dear, I beg me, brother, then a misunderstanding on your part. The thing where
Okay.
I dey emphasize now, yeah, where somebody call na them program, yeah, we dey expect let somebody articulating point in a way that everybody, including we where they present, go benefit. We can learn, we they learn every day. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. So I want to let we realize that because you comment on Mr. Shiloni's show, say me they come personally
Undermine
against
me.
undermine you and stuff. Me brother, I beg, dear, let we not take
Okay.
plenty up out, yeah?
Okay.
So if you
Make,
want
make
for articulate your
mhm,
point,
mhm,
articulate the point and convince people. If you are run for electoral office, na salon,
mhm,
and people
mhm.
like you get for convince, not to me. You know they can
And
pick a fight with me and say that they go make you popular, and as a result, you go get better chance for be elected na salon. Not in a wrong strategy, my brother.
no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. But listen, when you finish, I
No,
will respond to that.
I don't
Okay.
just make it point
Okay.
to this particular topic how they make. And if you feel say, you know what, you want for throw light and educate we about the census, you can go ahead. But for say, oh, I give you assignment, you don't do my assignment, explain to me what you they call for. What you disagree with me, you make it clear.
Now,
But
now,
let's
look, this is democracy. Now would they exercise so, because I would agree to disagree, and I disagree with a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. That the Constitution,
so
because
you make the point you're saying I disagree with you because of X, Y, Z, and that's it, and then we move on. Okay,
but again, we have to be careful the sort of information that would spread out to the public, because if you say it's in the Constitution that say 10 years, and then I say pointed to me, who say 10 years, because again, I can just turn a blind eye to this and then say, okay, Maada Bio then power. But if people like me would come as a dictator, because Salon need a leader with the whip at this stage. So if immediately try to do something, then when they say, well, now so the Constitution say, now for that they say, okay, just because not to me the day, outside truth day for talk, law talk. So immediately you say, in nothing at the Constitution, even last week on Mr. Schulen's show, one writer, I think the writer was right. He said this is an international standard, which I agree with. It's not in the Constitution, So all me to say is that, again, when I come to when say, it just sounds like in a religious man. The prophets then come, then try to convince people to follow the right path. Nobody notice them. So if me come to you, even I believe it was last week or the week before, I say I believe for Sinamina the right man at the for saloon. But you just tell me, just say, oh, good luck. But again, you don't open a program to assist somebody in Africa. So it shows that when somebody elects the right man kind of position, when still make the same mistake, when I not go say, okay, how can we help you? How can we rally behind you? Those are the kind of things you in an educated man, if you don't say, okay, how can we assist you? How can we work with your idea? Because I believe nobody can do the job better than I can do it. You can if you want, you call 100 candidates, make them go ahead. It's not going to work. I have to do the work by bringing the people together, because the failure Maada Bio they make and not bring the people with them. It seems like he's doing something to please the international. Let me just come to this topic today, Lord left and so I don't speak my mind. So let me talk about this, because we don't go in circle every week about these drug issues. But again, let me tell you now, Salon a testing ground. Salon right now is a testing ground, just like America. It's a testing ground for drugs. Even that COVID, that Ebola happened in Salon. You see the big T happened in COVID-19. Similar, but different name. Sierra Leone is a testing ground. Because why do I say that?
Unfortunately, my brother, I go have to call we back.
Sierra Leone is a testing ground. We are getting this all wrong.
Please call we back. Yeah, we get another call. Call we back.
Yes, sir.
And then we go accommodate this. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
All right.
Yes. Bye. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Okay. I think so. We missed the other call. All right, fumble them. Let's go quick and go through on our comments them. On I don't give plenty comments them, and then after which I go play the third clip because I know say una where they comment not on our label call, but because we don't get that many calls them tonight, so I will get the freedom for or the opportunity for showcase on our comments them. see Kamara, I don't know that they say arrogant. I don't know if maybe Imran, you they refer to, you say very arrogant, and if not me, apologize. Brother George say the host was very patient to try and keep this particular guest to answer the question she asked. I agree. And then you agree with C. Kamara, say C. Kamara, I agree with you totally. And Madam Bendu say these are the people that are destroying our nation. 100% I agree with you, ma. And Brother George, C. Kamara said, George, I wish Midi, yes, Hassan will interview Bio. No, Bio not go there. When you see Bio, not they even go to Phoebe, let alone Midi. No, you not go check for do that. And myself go want for see that, but you go crush him. So you say C Kamara, yes, so yes. His great interview, keen indeed. Oh, clearly, myself get so much respect for even though some thinking it can come across as disrespectful and annoying, but it can really go under the skin. So see Kamara, even James O'Brien of LBC Radio 2 will give Mr. Bio and other African leaders who refuse to answer questions. And to be honest, I'm not surprised that we and a few other countries are unhappy. It's nothing new. And indeed, but that's another thing where I feel certain for take very seriously in terms of the unhappiness index or the happiness index for say Salon, now the second least happy country in the world. That's terrible though. Coconut, how are you? See this guy they behave like they do Salon people favor. Indeed. And this not person whether they pay out of taxpayer money. George, thanks for asking. Am I great? At work, will be listening through my airport. Okay. Trying not for be in trouble though. All right. Well, again, I want to say boku thank you to now all we don't call. So let we listen to the third clip, and then we will try for come to the read for now the article we show about the alleged pregnancy of the president in Pekin, and we then say the pregnancy now for this terrible guy, the most wanted man, and we maybe then there can be another complication. But I go challenge una as parent, if una dey na Bio in shoes, waiting una go do differently. I go want for challenge una where you get you gal picking, get belle for criminal. No put am so. No put am salon context, okay? Let's say you get you gal picking, you dey na salon. And then this you gal picking, you already say they go out with criminal. And eventually the criminal boy or guy get belle. And then the time we get the belle, then you can hear say this criminal guy, he killed somebody. And then he go hide now on a village. And you, the papa, you know what's that. Who say they hide. And you know say he killed somebody. So as papa, you go take and say, well, if I hand over this guy, then go put him prison for life, or even then do firing squad, kill him. It means me grand pikin when not born yet, he go born without papa. Or because he kills somebody else in person, and that family self they go through pain. And yes, me grand pikin go through pain for born and no say in no get papa, or in papa they na jail, or they don't kill him because na criminal he kills somebody. So even though me grandpikin go feel am, but yet the right thing for do is now for hand over this guy. Now for sure side they let they arrest him so he go face the punishment of in crime. So when I look at them two scenarios then the way I say. For hand them over and then you grandpikin born without papa, or you continue for hide them and hoping to say the case go die, or you try for smuggle them out of the country where you grandpikin and it one for go see papa, a no side day, he go there and all that thing and day. So who's one party two as a papa? Because Bio na the person ya. And una the woman them, una also look at them as mama. If you begin in this situation and they waiting na the right thing for do. So I want for see una answer, because na that situation they Bill presently they face. So some people then go say, you know what? Let we step back. This na difficult situation for this man as papa. So a day as papa for this in Pekin, in Gal Pekin, we don't involved with this criminal, and it also there as papa for the country. Because the country image they go down. So people then go say, well, now difficult situation. So let we give solution as to waiting at the right thing be for do. So una think about una answers them where I go display on the screen, and maybe the people that way they try for either support Bio or critique them, go think through una answers them. So I go come back after this, but I want for like una think about a better solution for President Bio, as plenty people then go take him in a tough situation for any parent, regardless of your position in society. I go come right back after this clip, and let me watch them together.
You understand the problems and how it's affecting Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans locally and internationally. Solutions, what do you think Sierra Leoneans should do, and what do you think the government should do to get us out of this current narrative?
For the government, I think we should start with the mandate. The government should not forget the mandate that they have. One thing I've often said about governance is not a one shop where everything can be done at once. Governance is continuity. Governance is procedure. Governance is making sure that service delivery is exemplified and it's made possible for everyone. So I think the government should be able to, first of all, make sure that Sierra Leoneans be proud of the fact that we are Sierra Leoneans. We don't need to be frightened by the fact that maybe we have an image somewhere that is been negative, we have issues going on. Let me tell you for a fact, everywhere in the world, every country in the world have a problem. But what they tend to project to other people, do people think that Sierra Leone is the first country in West Africa to have drugs issue? Even the Guinea that is close to us, they had issues of drugs. Well, how did they change the narrative? It's when the government ensure that it comes for them. For Sierra Leoneans, we should often note that, let me say this in a local parlance, now once Allah will get, if we all sit down make the country well, now we all get for suffer. We know what's happen where we go as refugee. Not so far place, Gambia and I. We know how they treat we. We go Guinea. We know how they treat we. And one thing I've often said, let me borrow the words of a good friend of mine, Dr. Charles Silver. He says that no matter what happens, Sierra Leone is going to be forever. It's going to be for eternity. And if we decide not to make it better for us now, I don't think we're going to get it anytime soon. And mind you, the leadership that we have is a reflection of us, the people. If we as the people are very serious and very much ready to change our narrative, I believe Sierra Leone is going to be a better place for us.
Sierra Leoneans, what can we do? Because especially with the US situation, the misuse of US visas, this, even though there could be government's contribution to that, but it boils down to the decision of those Sierra Leoneans who were given the visas, who made the choice to misuse the visas. On the citizens' perspective, what can Sierra Leoneans do?
The citizens should, you know, the interesting thing about this whole conversation, The only time a Sierra Leonean know that there is no place like home is when they are going to be deported, or when they have an issue in another country. That is the time that there is no place like home. But if you went to US for a program and your stay has been ended, or maybe you couldn't get an extension, please come back home. There are other people that want to go and do something else, but if we don't do that, and it all comes down to the mindset of us, the people. Most families will tell you, now contribute, all you go yonder. Where you go, they not can put the family by disgrace. And these things continue to linger on. So as a country, we have to change our mindsets, we have to change the way we do things, and we have to change everything that will make us better Sierra Leoneans for all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Fambulem, I want to say Boku thank you to C. Kamara. Yes, I know very well, say not to me, you be referred to. I will just the tease with you. I will just need clarity. So let me go through some comments then as to some of the answers that we unagi. Let we see waiting na some of una solution for President Bio. And as a matter of fact, Madam Bendu saying we do not need outside confirmation from outside sources to tell the people of Sierra Leone that they are unhappy, increase hardship, and are constantly being lied to. And Martin Conte, thank you so much. The fact is that Samora Kamara lacks the ability of a decisive leader. He may be a good administrator, but not a good leader. Thank you for that perspective there. And he get belle for thief man. Marco, I don't know who that. But anyways, Judge say, Martin, I agree, Dr. Samar Kamara is not like Nkrumah or Mandela or Rawlings or Thomas Sankara. Thank you so much. And Madam Bendu say, in the first place, as the president of a nation, why did he not check who his daughter is in a relationship with? That's a very good question. But again, Madam Bendu, you know, say them picking nowadays, then go, I died by you. But the fact of the matter is the way how the thing they unfold, somebody go be tempted for things, say, possibility. They say President Bio and they for bring that guy in a freeton on a salon. Possibility there, because that way is so tight-lipped. And they say anything, and the guy then way they say something, it's like they don't say anything. And even where we go back to the last audio, the last video clip where I go show, Imran try for give solution, but it don't make much sense to me at all. It talk about the Attorney General, say it don't say something about it, and waiting is say now the latest they get, and waiting at the latest day, say the police still they look for the guy. They don't know side the guy they, and we all know say that they it don't make any sense at all. Like I don't say before, if they don't know side this guy they, why therefore go through and say, okay, well, we need somebody who wanna get, wanna send them before we think about sending. Why wanna go through all that? So it's like they're not gonna eat their cake and get them back. They just kind of, again, they come through very clearly, say most of them very inexperienced. So it's like they learn on the job. And some of them think, yeah, you don't need people that already learn on the job. And I say they come through with respect to them people here. So Coconut, thank you very much. I will give him up. This is a whole country suffering because of one person. What is the guarantee it will stay forever? That's a great question. And that's a great comment. Thank you so much for that brilliant suggestion there. And indeed, guarantee no they say if you try for protect him, it go stay with you begin forever. Guarantee no they. So this now a whole country they on the line. Image there on the line. So thank you very much. Well said, Coconut. Baby two lager. I'm doing well. Okay. I'm doing well, sir. Madam Bendu said a good example would be to turn the drug lord in, because a drug lord is not going to be beneficial to the daughter, yes, the unborn child, or the nation. Another great response. Thank you so much for that. All right, Coconut, we don't enjoy your contribution, and bye to you as well. So take it easy, yeah? Christopher, thank you so much for joining. Aifu, a straightforward person, you will give the criminal up. Oh yes, yes. If you are straightforward person, you'll give the criminal up. I agree with you. And George say, if I was in Mr. Bio's shoes, I will make a statement to the nation about this cocaine kingpin. If I am telling the world that I am trying to clean up the country, imagine that's the right thing to do. 100%. A brilliant suggestion. So, President Bio, with a new suggestion on VOS Naya. Coconut, have a great day. I hope this time around the APC will find a vibrant, decisive, and strong leader for the 2023 election. Let Samora Kamara find a church to serve and forget about politics and stop endangering people's life. That's interesting perspective, Martin. Thank you for that comment today. Martin, you are making me laugh, my brother, and just the same way as you, they make me laugh as well. It continues to say, Samora Kamara brother Adebayo will deal with you for your foolishness and mess you brought to the people of Sierra Leone. No comment from me. What about the ministers that received gift from this guy? Well, clearly, again, to me, I feel say the buck for stop at the president, not the leader. If it don't show example, plenty of them minister are not for do that, but not because of maybe they see say it encourage the guy, and the guy now they try for buy them all over. So as a result, they say they take money. But if indeed there be no say the president no, they encourage this, it gets zero tolerant for drug posing. Clearly, enough for each to this extent. So Brother George continued to say the people around Mr. Bio are giving him the wrong advice. I agree with you. Mr. Kagbo, they are all thieves parading themselves as politicians. So, okay, well, let I read now before we end the program. Let I read now the article itself. Let una get a perspective of the article itself. Unfortunately, the other topic where I be say we will deal with, we not go get time for deal with we now Madam Fatima Bio waiting the Koidu Limited accuse them of. But again, I flash the headline where the headline say Koidu Limited halts operations amidst illegal, strike, accuses First Lady of undermining resolution. That's another interesting topic, and way to me again where I look at from the investment perspective. That's not a good thing at all. Not a good headline. This, because if a company they don't make agreement, they don't get arrange agreement with a ministry, we're responsible for labor. They don't make agreement, and then you undermine the agreement by telling people let them not go to work, where the agreement say therefore go to work, and then continue with implement the resolutions, and then you undermine them because for whatever reason you think say maybe they not give credit or whatever reason, where I go talk about hopefully on Saturday if not to pray day. But otherwise it will be next Thursday. But let I go through, let I read for now this whole drug issue, Fambulem, because to me, this is a very, very troubling issue, this, where the headline, as they say, And I'm glad the way we una self look at them, because now the same way me say look at them, saying if na Bengal picking, yes, it painful, but I go give up this guy. I go make the arrest this guy. We are the first caller say, well, maybe Salon afraid because this guy na big name. Let not come after the government, but what did he go do the government? He go send bunch of people them for go terrorize the country and stuff. Where he go in a jail. I wonder. And at that time, we go able for ask for help from even the Dutch and other the European Union for let it help we fight if we want for say, oh well, it go sponsor terrorism and no. Let we not free them kind free them they. As a matter of fact, why the president for allow a daughter for bring this guy na salon in the first place? Because I don't believe say na salon they meet up. I don't believe that at all. Given the way how the story they go, I don't believe say na salon they meet up. Because otherwise, how the guy go they run, and then it just come na salon like stranger, and then how he able meet with the president in daughter, where we all know say that family they're very secure and all that. No, it not make sense to me saying a salon they meet up and be know who that this person be. No, to me it come through clear say that deliberate attempt for hide this guy. It just happened almost say, the guy feels so emboldened because of maybe the security where he get now the country, so he feels say go be untouchable. And now they put pressure up Bio and the country. So let I read for another article as I be promised. Controversial romance. Dutch criminal reportedly impregnates President Bio's daughter. That's not the headline, as soon as see. According to sources close to Sierra Leone's first family, President Julius Maada Bio's daughter, Agnes Bio, is allegedly expecting the child of notorious Dutch criminal Jos Leijdekkers. Cleaner newspaper reports that this revelation has sparked outrage in Sierra Leone and the Netherlands, where Jos Leijdekkers is one of the most wanted people. So then continue, continue for say, Jos Leijdekkers, and this now almost fact we know. Jos Leijdekkers is serving a 24-year open sentence in the Netherlands for multiple crimes, with an additional 23-year sentence pending in Belgium. Despite his criminal history, Jos Leijdekkers appears to have begun a new family in West Africa, specifically Sierra Leone. The Dutch newspaper Al Jamin Dagblad and the research platform Follow the Money discovered videos of him. And I want for Leona take note of this. So the newspaper, a Dutch newspaper and a research platform Follow the Money discovered videos of him interacting high-ranking officials, including President Bio and his daughter Agnes. So for say President Bio not aware of this guy, this research work, they tell we clearly say not to the case. President Bio aware of the guy, he know about the guy. Because this particular article, they tell we say, then get videos them. Where per them videos, then they then see where the guy they interact with top ranking officials them. And their officials, then they include BOBB, part of them people and the way the guy be they interact with. So this also very troubling. President Bio no say this guy now very high criminal and he now wanted somebody and they interact with them and then the government folks them they tell we say they don't know side the guy they. What a shame and disgrace to this president. And he want to drag the country now the gutter. According to report, Jos Leijdekkers has significant financial interest in Sierra Leone and is accused of bribing government officials. And then to something where hide at all. His influence appears to extend to the highest levels of power, as evidenced by video footage of him partying with the head of the immigration service and the drug police chief. And President Biofi say, "Oh, he go fool people and by this for where he sack the head of the immigration of service." No, that you get for do more than that, sir. Such accusations raise serious concerns about the extent of his criminal activities in the region. And that's the major thing where people they really, really worry about. So the last part of the write-up, the story's most unexpected element is the rumored romantic relationship between Leijdekkers and Agnes Bio. According to the Telegraph, the couple may have become engaged, and Agnes is reportedly expecting a child. Apparently for this man, or allegedly for Leijdekkers. Leijdekkers, who reportedly goes by the alias Umar Sharif, could potentially advance his status by marrying into the presidential family. Again, I think somebody talked about that. Say if he married to the family and then gave him Sierra Leonean citizenship, and it complicates things even more. The development would strengthen his ties to Sierra Leone's political elite, while also complicating effort to extradite him to the Netherlands. This relationship may have significant implications for Sierra Leone's political landscape and the ongoing pursuit of justice for Leijdekkers' crimes. The intersection of criminal activity and political power raises critical issues concerning regional governance and law enforcement. Again, Fambulem, a very clear naya, saying the story, they become bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. Because President Bio, like how we talk about, saying sometimes it see this as a difficult situation for solution. If the situation difficult, President Bio, then resign. And then stick by you gal picking and see how far I go take you, but not drag the country with you, not drag the country down. Stop for continue for mess the country image. And if really this not a black man with man kind of thing, or African versus a Western people anymore. No, you get African man themselves. We get pride. If you really get pride, this kind case where for donna you foot, you picking, you need for do one of two things. You need for hand over this guy, or you need for step down as the president. Because like I say in the beginning, 3 years, not so 3 days or 3 months. And this case, as long as that guy continue for dinner salon, this case not go die. So that by itself, it creates a distraction for you as president, particularly where the world they go through Donald Trump in madness. We don't cut aid to Africa for vital treatments like AIDS and other things them. That by itself, that's something like Canada. Even we not Canada. Trump in business, they give you a dick. And that's make I think it was last week, and I'll be able to come because I'll be the work on a file for I go and I'm over by the following day on Friday. So I'll be the work on very late on Thursday, just for able to submit on Friday morning. So my boss then will look at them and make decision before the weekend. So that's how Donald Trump keep well busy. So instead of this continue for the distract the government for do the people their work, you need for resign, sir. If you like you picking so much that you don't want for hand over this guy because it get belay for this guy, it better let you just resign and maybe una go so una want for go quiet until the whole thing die down. But you know go continue for they rule the country and make like this issue no they exist. And then Sierra Leoneans then they suffer for you picking Leijdekkers on a foolishness. Let we not allow that. So fambul them again, we go tap naya. I want for say boku thank you to now always join we. And again, we not go able for talk about the other issue. But by God's grace, if I come on Saturday, I will talk about plus additional issues them. And let God bless una with una families. And again, I tell una boku thank you we una answer the question. Una all basically lean toward the same answer way that they show how great we viewers them be and we extended family members them be. So let God bless una with una family. Let God bless the VOS and all the presenters them where we give we time and we resources for let we all engage and talk about solution for the country. And above all, that country day, let we not give up on that country day, because like how the other presenter, the other panelist by the AYV clips them talk, say we not get any 2 salon, we only get 1 salon, and let we hold that salon day with 2 hand. So what thing I go do, I go left una with the last clip where I get, then we all listen to it together. But from me to una and una family, I go wish una Eid Mubarak, because if Saturday na pray day, so I want to say Eid Mubarak in advance. If the pray day na Sunday, that go mean say we go cancel with Sunday program and I go come on Saturday. If Eid na Sunday. So either way, if I sooner, and then I go wish you na Eid Mubarak again if na Sunday they happen. But if they happen Saturday, I wish you na Eid Mubarak, and let we pray for Mama Salon. Let God continue for bless that country the way we all cherish us, and that only country that we get. Una all know that. No, so we not get 2 salon, we only get 1 salon. So with that, I want to say una thank you again. Let God bless una. And from me to una and the entire VOS family, me na Abdul Karim Kagbo, they say una tata.
Thank you very much. Let's come back to Imran Sila. You've heard the contributions and submissions of Vicky Remo, of Dr. Moinina. What part of these recommendations or submissions do you think can be adopted?
Well, I think, to be honest, you have destroyed my flow and the program in itself. I'm sure you're happy and excited, and you feel that this is a program you own. AYV is now a personal thing for Phoebe and Swirl, and you get to determine the sort of way we interject and the things we say in this conversation. Look, I have been here through Samuel Wise. I have been here to John Conte and others before you. I have never had this sort of rejection in terms of having a conversation.
And I've also been here with you.
And this sort of rejection in a conversation, right, that has to do with national issues. You're talking about the image of Sierra Leone. Yeah. And somehow, Phoebe and Swirl, now no more they determine which are this image on the parameters through which we're supposed to discuss this image here. It is sad and unfortunate. I hope you understand. This is not what a moderator should be doing. Go back, have some reflection, do some soul searching. Come back again next week when you're doing OIV on Sunday. I might not be here, it might be some of the guests. Right? Come back and talk to them and understand that you do not own any conversation. It's not because you're the moderator that means this is not Phoebe and Swirl in personality. Now, if I can determine now within you to say, within this man, who does that? I mean, any sane and sober person coming into any conversation for public consumption cannot behave the way you have behaved. And now you're pretending as if to say nothing has happened. I hope you understand. You want to characterize this thing now that where would they come here now? It's about Imran Silla and the sort of, I mean, this is not how you do it. Be professional at least. You're talking about the image of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much for your consultancy services, Imran, on my professional conduct.
Who does that?
Now let's focus on the salary you receive and speaking to the people of Sierra Leone.
No, but you have not allowed me
so
to
the
not talk about the
conversation
salary.
we're having, all the responses that you've had from
Don't
Vicky
talk about
Remo,
salary.
Dr.
I came here willing and ready to have a conversation.
What is your response on that from the government's perspective?
I came here willing and ready to have a conversation. Talk about my salary. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here at all to represent government. That was why I came in the first place. I don't need you to tell me
not
that.
to offer me consultancy, but to speak for the government.
So allow people
Can you
the
now
freedom
speak for
and
the
the
government?
latitude to be able to have this conversation. Because what we have done since the start of this program is to mischaracterize, right, this whole conversation.
How was it mischaracterized?
You want to talk about the image, yeah, but then the image is being defined as being defined by Phoebe and Swale. The image has to do with Almami Bangura, the former ambassador. The image has to do with a certain individual for which there is an extradition request. The image has to do with drug. It is all of those. And I said, simple from the start, that image is built over a period and not defined by one singular incident and instance. It's as simple as that. That's the point I was looking to take off from. But no, you shut it down because you had your own plan, you had your own mindset, you had your own thinking, and you were just happy to move on with it. And somehow, right, in the middle of the conversation, or more than halfway in the conversation now, you're coming to ask for reactions from poor soul. Everybody else getting freedom and the latitude for saying to the people say. Yeah, but Imran Silla, no, and then you want me now to interject. We have mischaracterized this conversation. So when you talk about visa is 35% and 15% as the data suggests, or what is government doing? And somehow you connect it to other things, right, as it relates to government. It is so unfair, 15%. What I would have loved to see the American ambassador do was to give a disaggregation of that 15%.
To break it down.
In terms of how many actually belong to just ordinary citizens when they do their applications.
Yep.
In terms of the 35%, how many just belong to ordinary citizens when they do their applications for students then, when they go and not come back. Yeah, so those are the things.
But has government engaged him?
So again, you need to be able to follow the news also, not necessarily come here and determine what you want.
She makes the news.
No. not necessarily come to AYV and determine what those conversations should look like, because Honorable Timothy Kaba, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, was on 98.1, having a 1.5 hour conversation on his meeting with the ambassador, but then on other issues as it relates to his ministry. The American ambassador too, I think, came here, but was also on 98.1, having all of these conversations. So, I mean, so much has happened over this period, yeah, that you're supposed for, I mean, we should be able to take the time, just, I mean, go into these issues. How does it connect? How does one connect to the other? There's an extradition request, yes. What are the laws as provided for? Act number 6 of 1991 Constitution, as it relates to extradition.
As we speak, what's the status of that extradition request?
I know you're asking for the status. Let us talk about the law first before you come to the... I know your obsession, Andy. That's the news for you. I hope you understand. That's where you're going to be juicy too. I'm not going to allow you. Let us come back to what Act number 6 of 1991 Constitution states. Yeah? Look, it states that there are clear provisions under which an extradition is going to be accepted and met. As it relates to every other country, it is not just automatic. It does not just happen instantly at an instant because there's an extradition request. Therefore, suddenly that extradition is granted this individual. The last, in one of the press conferences that the Inspector General came to, it was public knowledge that the security sector did indicate that they were looking for this individual. They said they were looking. They even further went on to say, anybody will get any information, any intelligence, or anything where they lead to this individual for be brought in, they said they would appreciate that and let the public contact them. I hope you understand. That was known, that was made public at a press conference, in one of our press conferences. And so from that point, I have not heard back from the security sector, the Inspector General, as it relates to that matter. So, I mean, these are things we have to probably look at critically, one from the other, dissect it. I don't necessarily see the connection between visa potentially and its restriction for which the American ambassador was on AYV and 98.1 clearly stating the position. It's nothing to do with government, but yes, they would like to see. I mean, what could government do? It's also about what they could also do as, as an institution, the American Embassy, in terms of who they grant visas and the kind of due diligence that they do. I hope you understand. Is issuing out those visas from individual to individual. And so there are a lot of things. It's not just one size fits all, that I should come now, Imran Sila, you can't subject me to the kind of characterization, the kind of mindset where you get. That's petty.
So let's talk about the extradition request.
Just get a proper conversation. Oh, Canada,
what's the current status of that extradition request by the Dutch government?
Look, extradition request has to be consistent with the 1991 Constitution Act number 6. It has to be looked at, it has to be evaluated. We know that in every country, when you're asking for an individual to be extradited, you also now have to bring in the evidence. The same for the UK, the same for the US, the same for every other Western country. You have to now bring it in because they now have to put that through, right, their own national test.
Did the Dutch government fail to provide that evidence to the government of Sierra Leone attached to their extradition request? You're saying you need to submit evidence, so I'm asking, did the Dutch government fail to attach that?
So you're missing the point. We're talking about what the law makes provision for.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking about what has been
specific to the Dutch government's extradition request. So the law makes provision, but in this context, have they submitted all the needed information to the government of Sierra Leone?
Those are two separate things. They have submitted an extradition request.
Did they submit to the government all the necessary information you need?
Acknowledged by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Yeah? Alpha CC did acknowledge that he has received. If there are any further conversations that they need to have, it's going to happen between Alpha CC, the Attorney General, and his counterparts. Yeah? For and on behalf of the Dutch government. If they need any further information that they need to be able to come to those conclusions and make that decision, then that should be a direct conversation between Alpha CC, the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, and his counterparts in Holland. So, and once those conversations happen, it is not every step of the way in those conversations that somebody is going to come to the public and say, hey, this is what we're talking about today. That sounds professional. That's not how diplomacy works.
So a few weeks ago, we had the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in the studio. And what he said was, what they look at is to ensure that, first of all, the crimes that the individual has been alleged of committing in that country should constitute a crime in this country, Sierra Leone. And what was established was drugs-related crimes in Sierra Leone are also a crime. So he was saying they're now they need time to go through the request, processes, and make a decision. But that was over 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah. Are you aware of what the current status of that is? What has changed over the last few weeks?
So he said it in a short form. I have said it in the long form.
Yeah, but that was said about 2-3 weeks ago. So what's the update on that? What's new on that case?
Be assured, and I'd want the public to also note this, be assured, if there is any new information as it relates to that extradition request for a Dutch individual who is believed to be within this jurisdiction, and that when I say we, I mean the Sierra Leonean police is still looking for, right, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice will come back to the public to inform and state categorically what those updates are and what the position is and how, as a ministry, he moves forward for and on behalf of government. Yeah, so I mean, the point I would like to make on a final note before probably you both interject and come in. I think I feel hard done by tonight, to be honest. Yeah, I come in being very organic, being me, wanting to have a conversation around issues as I see them. Yeah. And I feel I have not been given the chance and the freedom today for whatever reason. And it's not, I don't take it personal. I'm not living here at the Gunos now, at the Fritz for sleep. I'm going to sleep peacefully.